What's up guys, in today's video we're covering every single known LEGO Star Wars set from January 1st, 2025 all the way through May 1st, 2025. There are tons of incredible sets, long fan favorites finally returning, and so if you enjoy the video, be sure to give it a like and comment your thoughts down in the comment section below, and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And let's jump into all of these new sets. So starting off with the January wave, we have tons of information about all of these, but we're going to start off with the first set, which is going to be the 75401 Ahsoka's Jedi Starfighter, coming in at $45 US with 290 pieces. Now this set is also rumored to include 3 minifigures, including Ahsoka Tano, which she is also rumored to have midi-sized legs, so not the full size, not the tiny size, but the midi-sized legs, which is really cool. It'll give us some variation in the Ahsoka minifigures that we've seen over the past couple of years. And then the second minifigure is going to be, I believe, R7, which is her astromech droid, a new version of that since the last time we saw one was all the way back in 2010, which is a great addition finally. And then we're also going to see a third minifigure, which is Jedi Knight Anakin. It should be just a generic version, not in his Clone Wars version, so just in his Jedi robes, which is really cool, and I'm excited for this set. I think $45 is quite expensive, but fans and some people that I know have said that it will be worth that $45 price tag. Like, the set looks really nice. It also is rumored to have a new cockpit piece, which is like a more molded, more accurate, screen accurate piece to what we've seen in the past. So that's really cool since it's our first Jedi Interceptor all the way since 2020, I think. Yeah, so it's been 4 years. LEGO has had plenty of time to make an updated cockpit mold, and personally, I'm very excited for this set, even if it is quite expensive at $45 US. And the second set is probably the most anticipated set, and this is going to be a Revenge of the Sith base set, being 75402 ARC 170 Starfighter with $70 US as its price tag, and then it includes almost 500 pieces, being 497. There's a lot to talk about here, and that's the fact that at $70, it is $10 more expensive than the original retail price of the past two ARC 170s that we saw in the past, back in 2010 and 2005. However, this one does include about 100 more parts, so LEGO will probably shrink this one down in size, give it a lot more parts, more detail, but it will be smaller. Now, the minifigure list is actually quite interesting for this set. We're going to see Captain Jag, of course. He's a fan favorite clone pilot. He appears a little bit in Revenge of the Sith there in the opening scene, and then we're also going to see Oddball, who is another clone pilot we haven't seen before from LEGO, and we're also going to see an astromech droid. I think it's R4P44, and then the last minifigure is going to be an unnamed clone pilot. So this is a cool minifigure lineup. It's 4 minifigures like we've seen in the past ARC 170s, but it is no Jedi like there was a rumored Jedi, but I am excited for this one. It's great to get new clone pilots. They will likely have the same clone helmet mold that we saw because LEGO really has mastered it. The last time we saw that mold was back in 2014 with the clone viewing, but I don't think LEGO will have an issue remaking it. Maybe they'll add a few more details, a few maybe notches to make it a little more screen accurate, but other than that, they really mastered it back in the day. So I'm excited for this set. I think it's going to be a great fan favorite Clone Wars set, and there's also going to be a set coming later in the year that is going to be based off that same exact scene in Revenge of the Sith. We're going to see an ARC 170 and then another very iconic ship, so be sure to stay tuned to the end of the video so you know exactly what that set is and when it's coming out. And going up on the third set for January 1st, it's going to be 75403 Buildable Grogu with Pram, $100 US with 1,048 pieces. And when I first heard this rumor, I was not excited for it. It was just something that I really hope LEGO didn't make. They ended up making it, but as time has gone on, we've known about this for a couple of months now, and I'm quite excited for it. I think this will be a pretty good display piece, $100 US, 1,000 parts, and it'll be an undersized version of the baby Grogu we saw back in 2021. LEGO will scale it down, and then they'll build a Pram. We'll see a small display plaque, and we'll see a baby Grogu minifigure. I think it'll be a good set, maybe something that a lot of hardcore fans won't pick up, but fans of Mandalorian, fans of Grogu, it'll be a very popular set, especially with the Mandalorian movie coming out in 2025. It's going to be a very good set. I'm excited for this one, and even though, I mean, we've seen a lot of buildable creatures, a lot of buildable characters over the past couple of years, it's not that expensive at $100 US. You get 1,000 parts, so this one's been growing on me, and I'm quite excited to see what it looks like. Now getting into the 2 of the Midi-Scale sets, there's going to be a 75404 Midi-Scale Acclimator Assault Ship, $50 with 450 pieces. A good price per piece there, pretty solid, but it's not going to be a large set. I mean, a lot of people are excited for the Acclimator, but sadly, I was going to break this to you all. This is not going to be a very big set. It's probably just going to be like maybe 7 inches long, maybe probably even shorter than that, and then maybe about 6 inches wide. Don't expect much from that. I do hope it has some sort of anniversary brick. Maybe if they manage to base it off of Revenge of the Sith, they'll give us a 20 years of anniversary brick for Revenge of the Sith. That'll be pretty cool to see. I can't see that one actually happening, but I really would like to see LEGO try and implement that into this set. 450 pieces, not a ton, but it's a decent price per piece, and I'm excited to see what this one looks like. And now we're going to go into the 75405 Midi-Scale Home 1, $70 US and 559 pieces. So a bit of a worse price per piece there, 550 parts for $70 US. But I do like the design of the Home 1 in the universe. I think it has a great design in the original trilogy and in Rogue One. So I'm excited to see what this one looks like. I don't think it'll be that good of a set. It won't be as good of a fan favorite, but it will sell amongst general collectors and original trilogy fans. The biggest issue I had with the Acclimator is that it took away our chances of getting a Venator this year or next year. That Venator would have paired very well with an Invisible Hand as a Midi-Scale set. But other than that, I think both of these choices are pretty solid. Some for the prequel and Clone Wars fans, and then one Midi-Scale set for the original trilogy fans. I'm excited for it. LEGO has been knocking it out of the park with the designs of the Midi-Scale sets, so there's really not much to be worried about in the terms of the design and the aesthetic of these sets. And then the last January 1st set, not much to talk about here, but it's going to be 75410, The Mandalorians and 1 Starfighter as a 4+ set, $30 and 92 pieces here. It's not much to talk about, but it is exciting to see that LEGO is still pumping out Mandalorian sets. I'm excited to see what else they make. Maybe they'll make some play sets, but even though it's getting a little bit repetitive, LEGO's still making good designed Mandalorian sets, and I'm trying to stay optimistic that this will be a good looking set. Maybe they'll throw in an exclusive minifigure that we saw from the Mandalorian TV show that LEGO never turned into a minifigure, so there's a big chance of that. I'm excited to see what this one looks like, even if it is extremely overpriced at $30 with just under 100 pieces. And so that pretty much wraps it up for the entire January 1st, 2025 set wave. Now, even though it is quite early for this time of the leaks, we do have pretty much the entire full set list for the May 1st, 2025 sets. Some of these are incredible, and so I can't wait to jump into all of these rumors. Starting off with the first set, which is going to be 75399 Andor-based U-Wing, coming in at $80. This set is rumored to have around 594 pieces and a rumored 5 minifigures. Now, all of these sets that I'm talking about in the May 1st wave are rumors. None of this is confirmed, but expect most of these to be coming out next year. The Andor U-Wing is likely going to be very undersized. I mean, I expect it to be no more than like 10 inches long maybe, and then like 8 inches, 6 inches wide. So it's not going to be a massive set, but it is going to include about 50 less pieces than the last U-Wing with the same price tag, but it has been adjusted for inflation, so it is cheaper than the last U-Wing, and it's likely going to be a lot smaller. I am excited for this one. It's so long overdue from LEGO. It's been nearly 10 years since the last one they made, so I'm excited for this one. I'm excited to see how it looks like, and I'd love to hear your thoughts to see if you're ready for this set as well. And the next rumor is going to be 75406 buildable Star Wars logo. This one's also $80, and not much to talk about this one here, aside from the fact that it was rumored to have a George Lucas minifigure, but further rumors have confirmed that it doesn't have any minifigures. It's based more of a adult-based display piece, and it won't have any minifigures, nothing like that. Just a buildable Star Wars logo, probably the black and white version, and sadly not much to talk about there because not much to talk about in that entire sense. And then we have one of the more exciting rumors, which is 75408 buildable Jango Fett helmet, another $80 set, but this could be ended up going down to $60, which there's been two sources that people have been talking about. One source says 80, another source says 60, so it's still up in the air, but I do think if it ends up being $60, it's going to be smaller than the previous versions because most of the helmets right now have been $70. So if LEGO makes it 80, that makes more sense because it's just a simple price hike. But if it does end up being $60, it's likely going to be smaller than the previous helmets that we've seen, and that wouldn't be very good for people that collect them because they'd likely want it to be all the same size to the same scale. So hopefully that Jango Fett helmet does end up staying at $80. Even though it is a little more expensive, I would like to see all of the helmets at the same scale. And next up here is probably the most exciting May 1st, 2025 set rumor. This is 75409 UCS Jango Starship, coming in at $240. This set has been long anticipated from fans. Fans have been waiting so long to see Boba Fett's or Jango Fett's Starship finally remade in LEGO, and they're making it in the best possible way, which is an Ultimate Collector Series version of this set. Now, this set is rumored to have 2 minifigures, being Jango Fett with arm printing and leg printing, and then we're also going to to see young BOBA in this set. Now, the only flaw that I'm going to talk about before I pretty much glaze the rumor is going to be that I think that there could have been a few more minifigures in here. I think LEGO could have easily thrown in 1 or 2 Kaminoans. Maybe we could have seen Obi-Wan Kenobi, even though there is that one on shelves. There is an Attack of the Clones Obi-Wan Kenobi on shelves right now, but it's simply not, I think, ideal for you to be purchasing a $30 set if you're already spending $240. Now, I'm not going to be complaining too much, but I think that's my only small downside of this set is that the last Slave one, all the way back in 2015, had 4 minifigures, so why couldn't LEGO decide to throw in just a few more minifigures into this set to really round it up, round out all the fans that wanted anything in this set. Either way, it's a great concept by LEGO. They're finally listening to the fans, as we saw with the ARC 170 rumor and a couple of the other rumors, but I'm just so excited for this set. I think it's going to be a fantastic seller. I think so many people are going to be buying this one, but let me know your thoughts if you plan on picking this UCS setup, and let's jump into the next rumor. The next rumor is going to be the 75416 buildable chopper at $100 US. Now, we've talked about this one a lot. I think this is going to be just a hit or miss for a lot of people. It's likely going to be to scale with the buildable R2D2 and the buildable C3PO. So if you're a fan of Chopper, if you're a fan of Rebels, I definitely recommend getting this set because it's probably going to be a good looking set, and we're also probably going to see a Chopper minifigure. So it's going to be a nicely detailed set for $100 and a great pickup if you're a Rebels or an Ahsoka series fan. And finally, we have our first June 1st rumor, which is going to be 75400 Plo Koon's Jedi Starfighter at a $40 price tag with 2 minifigures. So the 2 minifigures are going to be a brand new Plo Koon minifigure and also a R4D7, I believe. Anyways, it's going to be Plo Koon's astromech droid in a $40 Starfighter. 240 parts in this one, so quite a small price tag, quite a large price tag for a small piece count. I think this is going to be a big highway robbery, even though a lot of people have been really waiting for this, and this one is rumored to pair very nicely with the ARC 170, so it's going to be a $110 combo pack in a way. If you buy the ARC 170 and the Plo Koon Starfighter, you're going to be spending $110 and getting to recreate that Order 66 scene from Revenge of the Sith. And then there's also a rumor for a buildable AT-AT pilot helmet or an AT-AT driver. Now, this one, not too surprising. It was rumored a couple years back, I think back in 2020 or 2021, and it just never happened. So I think LEGO finally decided to sell out any extra copies that they may have made. And this set might not be out for as long as you may think. It may only be out for like a year or two, but we shall see if this rumor even comes true. Maybe it's just that rumor coming back up without it actually having any real sources. But I am excited to see what the rest of the summer holds. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below if you plan on picking any of these sets up, and be sure to let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Be sure to have a great rest of your day, and goodbye.